Hey everyone, I am going to show you a sample QFT starting with one of the texts that we have read in our class, specifically choosing a quote or an idea that I responded to, and then creating a QFT inspired by that quote, and then looking back at my QFT to try to figure out what could be or turn into my research question. So let's start. Okay, so the text I am starting with is Tressie McMillan Cottom's Thick and Other Essays, specifically the chapter in The Name of Beauty. And a moment that I thought was interesting or responded to was when she is talking about the comedian Leslie Jones and how she did this monologue on Saturday Night Live, and people didn't respond very well. They responded negatively to the monologue. And then Cottom says about it, of the sketch, that it's the kind of humor located in pain, not unlike that mined by Richard Pryor a generation ago. But we allowed Pryor his pain, but Jones was not allowed to talk about the pain of being undesirable. So if you don't know, Richard Pryor is also a very well-known comedian who is male. Leslie Jones is female, and Cottom is noticing the differences in responses between these two comedians and is equating it in some ways to their gender. So with that, I'm going to start with my questions. So let's see, how does gender relate to comedy? How does the gender of a comedian impact an audience's reception of their jokes? People often say women aren't funny. Why is that? Are there, female comedians today who have broken this norm? Thinking about the biggest thing with male comics today is being upset about Me Too and cancel culture. Why are they so upset? Or maybe how has cancel culture impacted people's perceptions of female comics? Maybe why did people receive Pryor's humor about his pain so differently than Jones's humor about pain? Are there certain topics that male comedians can talk about and females cannot? Does this mean people value men's opinions more than women? Or maybe how do people's reactions to male and female comedians reflect gender norms in general? Okay, I could keep going, but I'm going to stop there and then look back at these questions now. And as a reminder, if you have any closed questions, try to turn them to open questions. So let's see, how does gender relate to comedy? That's a little general. How does the gender of a comedian impact an audience's reception of their jokes? A little more specific. People often say women aren't funny. Why is that? Are there female comedians today who have broken this norm? This is a closed question, so maybe I would change this to like how, maybe why or why not have female comedians challenged the women aren't funny norm. That actually makes me think of a different question too, like, does the gender of an audience impact their perception of humor? Anyways, let's see. Biggest thing with male comics today is being upset about Me Too and cancel culture. Why are they so upset? How has cancel culture impacted people's perceptions of female comics? Why did people perceive Pryor's humor about this pain so differently than Jones's humor about this pain? Are there certain topics that male comedians can talk about, females cannot? How do people's reactions to male and female comedians reflect gender norms in general? Okay, so I feel like with this, I'm most interested in this Me Too cancel culture impacting comedy today. So I'm gonna take this, move it down here, and try to rephrase it into maybe my research question. So let's see. How has the Me Too movement and cancel culture impacted, I guess, maybe I'll be a little bit more specific about stand-up I don't know, impacted comedy in the US today. Okay, I think that's a good start. As I do some more research, I will probably get a little more specific, but I think this is a good start for my research question. All right. So that is it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, talk to you soon.